Hello, hello. Hey everyone. I know everyone's probably piling in right now a little bit. So, what a day. So for anyone who's just joining, um, this is my current position. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But for now, I just want to go over the overall market, what's been going on, talk about some economic data. What the heck is this? There we go. We'll talk about some economic data. And then we got, we had CPI today, and then we're going to have Fed interest rate decision tomorrow. So that's going to be quite an event. I think it starts at 2 o'clock, usually that sort of stuff. Yep, 2 o'clock tomorrow. So yeah, guess we'll get right into it. So we'll start at the top, go through what's been going on in the index, the indices, the Qs, the SPY. We'll talk about the bonds. We're gonna go through the entire list today, and then we'll talk about the trade, and then we'll do some analysis. If you guys have any stocks you want me to look at, make sure to type them in the chat. I'll take a look at them. So let's get right into it. So Dow Jones on a monthly chart, we're about to make new highs. So pretty much like the SPY, the Dow, Qs, Nasdaq. They're all about to hit new highs. So I think tomorrow, if tomorrow's a decent day with the Fed, I think we'll see new highs. So yeah, we'll go right into it. Dow, I mean, all this stuff is literally like a couple percent from its highs. Not even, less than 1% now. So we're getting there. SPY. And the VIX I was watching earlier today, VIX is dropping. It continues to drop, which is also a bullish sign. The VIX, believe it or not, is pretty low. Historically, it's pretty low right now. So could that mean that we're going to get a spike up? It could be, because the VIX tends to revert back up. And once it goes up, it goes back down, just like most stocks. But the VIX is more of an oscillating type of chart. It doesn't trend in a direction. It just kind of oscillates through cycles in the market. So yeah, the VIX is making new lows right now. We haven't been this low since January of 2020. So we're getting to pre-COVID lows on the VIX. So yeah. That's what's going on with that. So we'll see tomorrow. If tomorrow's a good day, you'll probably see new highs. So it could potentially be a good press day for the Fed tomorrow if they come through. All right, we'll go through Eli Lilly, LLY, in a little bit, but I guess we can take a look at AMD. AMD has been surprising me how far it's going up. If you haven't seen, earlier in November, I put on a trade right here on October 31st on AMD and held it until here on November 30th. Closed it out here for a 270% gain on my options contract. And this was, let's see, 23% gain on the underlying. Now it's up 39% since I entered that option. So if I held on to it longer, I think I would have made more money. So yeah. But man, this thing keeps going up. AMD is about to make new highs. It's catching up quick. It made new local highs. You can see here. We were consolidating for a little bit on AMD, and finally we broke out this week, or I think on Friday we technically made a new high. Or no, yesterday, I'm sorry. And it's off to the races now. NVIDIA, same thing. It looks like AMD. It looks like it's about to start making new highs. Nvidia has already been ripping. I'm sure most of you already know that. Let me put this on a weekly. On a weekly chart for Apple. Apple's about to make new highs as well. It's getting pretty close. Again, this is another stock that, like Nvidia, has already blasted through new highs. Amazon's still below. So it's got quite a ways to go, I think. Let's see, what's the drawdown currently on this? So 21%. So technically, Amazon's still in a correction territory, but it looks like it's ready to start going up more. Google, Netflix. Netflix I've been watching. This is going to be my new trade for January. So watching this one, I kind of want to buy it in discount in a lower area. Basically, I want Netflix to stay below this zone. I was going over this, I think on yesterday's stream. I went over this. But Netflix has a little bit of a resistance zone here. I'm hoping it stays below it, or at least it'll start crossing it just when I enter the trade. So I'll be watching that. Looks like AMD is going to make new highs. Yep. Yeah, Sean. AMD will probably make new highs. This thing is ripping real hard right now. We may see a pullback, a small pullback before we reach new highs. But who knows? I mean, how far down are we? Let me put this on a weekly so I can get this all on one screen. How far up do we have to go to reach new highs from current 19? So technically we can get there in like a week. I mean, if you get a week like this, a 20% gainer, I mean, it's happened in the past. AMD has had weeks where it goes up 18%, 20%, 16%, 14%. And right now it's only been going up 6%, 6%. So it can go up more. It's got, believe me, it can go up more. So yeah, we could see new highs on AMD potentially by next week if things keep going the way they go. It depends on what happens tomorrow. Okay, so Netflix we went over. Tesla. Again, Tesla is kind of consolidating still. It looks like it's gonna roll back down, but we'll see. It's hard to say. This is a coin flip. It'll probably break out, especially if tech rips tomorrow or throughout the end of the week. If tech is ripping, you'll see Tesla going higher. Microsoft's been already made a new high a few weeks back. Consolidated, looks like it's going to move up again. Meta, same thing. Meta's just below all-time highs. It's pretty close. We'll skip over that. All right, onto the bonds. So the bond market has been selling off. Well, not the 2-year. The 2-year has been trading flat, but the 10-year has sold off recently. The 10-year has been selling off since pretty much when the markets are rallying back in November. So if you're not too familiar with bonds, usually when the yield on a bond goes down, especially on a 10-year treasury note, usually stocks go up, right? So when interest rates go down, values go up. That goes for the housing market, that goes for the bond market, any sort of interest rate dependent environment. Even with equities, usually the correlation is interest rates down, prices up, and when interest rates go up, prices go down. How'd you get your background to dark mode? I don't know. Honestly, I probably set this to dark mode like 6 years ago. I'm pretty sure I went into like the settings down here, or right clicked, went to settings, and I think it's on canvas. Yeah, so if you go to canvas right here, see how I made my see I can make it gradient solid, and I just changed it to black. And then I'm pretty sure the this part of the dark mode, I'm pretty sure you have to go into your settings. Yeah, dark mode. You click dark mode right here. So I think if you see, like, way too bright. Now I just messed up my entire. There we go. Control Z, baby. Can you take a look at KO? Yep, we'll take a look at that. Back to the bonds. So bonds are still drifting downwards. The 30 years drifting down. The 2 years just been. It dropped last week, a couple weeks ago, but it's kind of still at its highs. Onto oil. Oil keeps dropping. That's been same news. It's been dropping a lot, which could be a recessionary sign that the economy is slowing and we're using less energy. Demand is going down. Could be a possibility. Gold. Gold came back down from its all-time highs. I really thought gold would break out and sustain its run, but man, gold took a shellacking last week, down 3.27%, and it's down another 1.25% this week. It's only Tuesday, but we'll see. We'll give it till the end of the week, and we'll see where it is. But gold, I really thought would break out further, and I think it will eventually. But again, and I have this top line marked here, as you can see. Every time we get up into it, we find resistance, find resistance. So same story with gold. We'll see. But yeah, so we'll keep an eye on gold. With that being said, that means that a lot of the gold miners are also getting the same treatment right now. Don't mind this. This is just a TDM trade. Just a little note I had. But you can see all the gold miners taking a hit. And gold miners tend to do well in December, but seasonality didn't play out for gold this year. So we can take a look at gold on a seasonality chart here. Now, gold didn't do well, but I'm pretty sure one of these, I think it's KGC. KGC. Gold has typically performed well. The gold miners have performed well recently in December. So like the past 5-6 years. But still, really kind of a coin flip here. It looks like it's going to go down for the month of December. Onto crypto. If anyone's into crypto, I've been watching Bitcoin and a few other coins for many, many years now. I was into crypto since 2016, 2017. But I keep an eye on it. Yeah, so Bitcoin's having a rough week, but off the headwinds of this kind of move. I mean, Bitcoin had quite a move, so I think we're gonna pull back a little bit and then go higher with Bitcoin. So yeah, all right. So we'll look at KO. Yeah, we could look at Marathon too. You know, with Bitcoin pulling back, we could be seeing a buying opportunity. So I'll keep that one noted. We'll take a look after KO. So Coca-Cola doing really well. Listen, it had a big sell-off here. I mean, this was a big drop. Let me measure this. You had a 19% drop in basically 6 months. Kind of rough, but it's recovering quick. So far this month, let's see, it's up 1.68%. Let's take a look on seasonality. Home Depot goes up 60% of the time. Over the past 10 years, it's gone up 70% of the time. And then over the past 5 years, I like to do the shorter range look backs because it gives you a better story 60% of the time. So, you know, more than likely, Home Depot goes up in December, not all the time. Obviously, it goes up about 60 to 70% of the time. So I would say the seasonality is kind of on more of the neutral side, but long. It's got a long bias for the month. But yeah, Coca-Cola looking really good. Had a good day too. But yeah, it's still down quite a bit from its all-time highs. But if you see the market ripping, especially tomorrow, Home Depot will definitely be a name that you'll see on your screen. So it's only down 6%, which isn't horrible. So yeah. Marathon, we'll take a look at Marathon now. So what I like to do is do a compare. So we could throw, I'll use Coinbase, do new pane. We'll do new pane and change this to candles. We'll make these green, red. So got Bitcoin on the bottom, Marathon on the top. I'm just doing a simple compare. I know I can split my screens, but I'm just gonna do it this way. But But if we look at Marathon, and Marathon has a decent amount of history. It's got about 11 years of data, so I could probably just plug in Marathon right into here and see the seasonality of the stock itself. Click go. There we go. So July is definitely a month you want to watch Marathon Digital. So I like VLO and MRO here till April. We'll take a look at those two. So right now, Marathon, I mean, of course, it's having a week. It's down 11% so far this week, but Bitcoin's down 6.37. So, of course, you're seeing a pullback. Makes sense. But this thing has a good chance of ripping higher. Really good chance, especially if Bitcoin keeps going. So, keep our eyes on that one. But not too much seasonality involved for this until July. So we could try to do some back testing on this just to see. So yeah, it could be a good July trade. Also for July, a lot of tech does well. July, Apple does well, Nvidia does well. A lot of the big techs, they do pretty well. So it makes sense that Marathon's lumped in with that sector for this seasonality this time of the month. All right, VLO, MRO. Let's see. Valero. Let's see. Now, oil's been going down. So I noted before, oil's been going down. You know what the great thing about seasonality is? Even if something's going down, you don't, have a long trade in it. And I'm not saying go ahead and buy puts, but if you believe in the company fundamentally for the long term, you want to buy for long-term buys and holds. You want to buy when seasonality is weak, right? You want to buy when the price is most likely going to be down, especially in a bull run, like a bull market. You're always going to pick up a lot in discounted areas. So you can use seasonality to the downside as well, not just using puts. But like I said, oil's been going down a lot. Actually, let's put oil on the monthly chart because it's down 9% so far just in this month. I mean, oil's down like 9% in barely 2 weeks. That's a little rough. Take a look at oil. We have an oil contract in here, or is it CL? I think it's CL. CL. Oh boy. Here we go. Brent. Yeah, so February. Yep, you're right. You're right, Sean. So, yeah, 55% seasonality, that pretty much tells you things go down. You can just tell by the average. So this is a weak time of the year for oil. But February seems like a good month to trade oil. Back to VLO. And yeah, like if you wanted to pick up shares right now of oil stocks, this is the time of the year to do it. I always feel like I look at oil stocks like right now. I remember looking at, I forgot which company it was. It may have gone down. Let me check. Was it this company? It may have been TTI. Because I was looking at it back, I think like right here, at like $2.66 back in like December 21. That's right. So it's like somewhere around here. I was looking at this stock, TTI, small cap oil stock, really small cap, 560 million. And I was looking at it back here for like probably like $3, right around here. And man, it went up to like $5 over like the whole spring of 2022. First half of 22, it went up. So I missed out on that trade. But that would have been a nice buy, even today's price, it's pretty good still. So VLO. So VLO may be a nice price as well to pick up some shares to get ready for the energy season going into the spring. And MRO Marathon. I'm pretty sure this one probably has the same seasonality. Oh, January VLO does really well. Wow. So you may want to get up. You might want to get on this stock now. Buy into the dip. It may reverse by tomorrow after the Fed. You also got to remember that the oil prices don't know what to do because they don't know if the Fed is going to start cutting rates in like 6 months from now or 8 months from now. You know, interest rates have a huge effect on oil prices. It's like a direct correlation. Um, put on MRO. Yeah, see, MRO, same thing. Past 5 years, it's gone up 80% of the time. 20 years, 50%. 10 years, 50%. But recently, it's been going up a lot in January. So it seems like these oil stocks start to run before crude. You know, it's just a known seasonality pricing into the market. Natural gas. Natural gas. The price of natural gas does not move that much. NG. It has been, yeah, like it went up quite a bit in COVID and came crashing down. Natural gas is actually pretty low. And natural gas is always cheap. It's pretty abundant. So, and this natural gas has had a huge effect on the energy market. Took away a lot of competition from oil. We used to, like the United States, we used to depend a lot on the Middle East and other countries for oil. Um, Even though that we have a lot of oil too here in America and Alaska, but once we start fracking and getting natural gas in, it like especially into the 90s and 2000s, you know, oil prices dipped quite a bit because oil used to be, believe it or not, oil used to be a lot higher. Um, Especially, I mean, it still is high, but um, oil is typically if you try to find the median price within this time period, oil sticks around pretty much where it is right now, around like the $60 area, 65. But you could see, like, I mean, with inflation too, this was expensive back then, but natural gas has had a huge effect on oil prices in a positive light. So yeah, I think nuclear energy is where it's really at. The was it nuclear fusion? That's some crazy stuff. All right, let's go into Eli Lilly. We'll talk about the trade of the month. So, been watching it. Been watching. Had a little alert here. I'm gonna take this off. All right. So I've been watching this 580 level as a point of support. You can see we've had plenty of bottom wicks into this area, and right now we're having the same effect going on right now. A lot of accumulation on Eli Lilly right now. So what I've been noticing is, if we look at this on like a 30-minute chart, Eli Lilly typically likes to dump in the morning, then recover. Dump in the morning, then recover. Dumps in the morning, recovers. Dumps in the morning, recovers, and then goes higher, right? That's been the overall theme for LLY this month so far. So it seems like the buyers and sellers are really battling this one out. So we're pretty much flat on the month. I mean, we are down. Don't get me wrong. I bought in here, so we're down 1% on the stock. So far, it's been 12 days, so we're about almost halfway through the month. I really want to see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a big deciding factor, whether or not I'm going to have a green month or not. Or it may not. It may just be a humdrum day, and nothing really happens tomorrow, and we stay where we are. But I think we're going to get quite a move starting tomorrow, either to the upside or downside. It's a coin flip, but I'm hoping to the upside. And if we do go to the upside, I'm looking at this like 610 area to 620 area, pretty much right where the bodies of these candles are back here from the October 17th and November 8th. I was saying yesterday on stream, I was streaming during this whole day with this big bottom wick. I think, in my opinion, this was a good buying opportunity. Um, but more NVO today. Yeah, NVO I think had a little bit of a drop yesterday as well. Um, oh man, NVO's been getting hammered this month. A couple of the like LOY's pretty much flat. It seems like NVO's taking the brunt of this sell-off. Down 5% in 12 days. Let me just look at seasonality. Oops. Oh wow, so it does have good seasonality, but it's not playing out this year. It's taking the 20% approach, but MVO can move up quick though. Don't underestimate it. I mean, if it gets rocking and rolling all of a sudden in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, um, how far up do you have to go to even hit break even? 6%? You can get there in about a week. So if you want to see this go up, you want to see it go up like with by time the end of this week rolls around. Yeah, we can look at the weekly as well. See something. Take a look at the volume. Volume's fading. Yeah, if I were bullish on NVO right now, I would want to see a green candle close on the weekly this week, and I would definitely want to see it break above that 100 level. That's a big psychological level, and you started out the month right above that $100 level. So $100. That's what you want to see happen first. If you can get above $100, then within like the next week, which would be a 4% gain, you can go up 4% in the next like week from today. I think you'll be in pretty good shape. Other than that, this could be a loser for the month, and it happens. That's why you have to have risk management. You always got to be prepared to lose. Um, Listen, if you're in the trade right now um, and you're only risking what you're willing to lose, then let it ride out. You know, but if you pull out, then it probably if you close your trade thinking it's not going to work right now, you probably have too much money on the table. If you're thinking that way, that's because you're risking too much. You have good risk management when you don't care which way the trade goes. I mean, of course you want it to go up. Everyone wants to make money, but you got to be ready to lose at any moment in any trade with any strategy. So, but I think you have a fighting chance. I think tomorrow's gonna be a big decider, and that's why I wanted to get on tonight and talk to you guys, kind of fill you guys in. I mean, I'm sure most of you already know what's happening, but I have a good feeling about tomorrow. If we get during the speech tomorrow, if we get a sign of when they're gonna cut rates, if they give us like a solid time frame, you could see this market fly tomorrow. What are futures doing? Futures are up slightly, pretty much flat. I would consider this flat, but the Russell's up a lot actually. Unless market's open. Russell gapped up really big. And today, let's start talking about the economic stuff. Today, CPI came in line. It could have been better if we saw inflation go down. That would have been even more bullish, but came in line. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, and the market sold off this morning because of the news, and we ended the day higher. And we had a really good day actually, pretty good day. Russell was down, but VIX was down huge. I mean, this is a telltale sign of what the market's thinking right now. I mean, the VIX is falling quick. So, and if you don't know what the VIX is, it's the volatility index. It pretty much is used as a fear gauge in the stock market. So if the VIX goes higher, that usually means the stock market's selling off. There's fear in the market. And when the VIX drops like this, it's a bullish sign. It's a greed gauge. So, and right now it's dropping further. So, I mean, there's a lot of signs pointing to the upside right now. But I wouldn't bet the family farm on it. Anything can happen. So, I mean, we can absolutely plunge tomorrow. So, who knows? I think I was saying this yesterday on stream. I think by the time we get to Thursday, Friday of this week, we'll have a good idea of where the market's going to head. That's what I think. I think by time Thursday, Friday, maybe Friday rolls around, whichever way the market's going, that's pretty much what the theme of the market's going to be. And hopefully it's to the upside. Hey, Rule. Absolutely agree. Properly sizes each trade with proper risk management on strategy tested. Yep. Yeah, you can have the best strategy in the world, and if you risk too much per trade, you'll lose all your money. So risk management is like right up there. It's like the number two. You have to use risk management. Crypto's taking quite a hit though, and this is something that I like to watch as well, especially with these kinds of events coming up. Crypto likes to lead the market a little bit. I know crypto and the stock market aren't completely correlated, but they are to a certain degree, in my opinion. And I'm seeing this drop in crypto from the past week. It could be a sign of what's to come, but we'll see. It's all up in the air. No one really knows. I can't give you guys a definite sign. I can just tell you what I'm seeing and what I think, but it doesn't really matter what I think. I mean, the market's gonna do what it's gonna do. Everything, that's how it just works. If I think most people who have been involved with the stock market for a certain amount of time, you start to realize that it doesn't really matter, like what you think's gonna happen. The market humbles you. No matter how good you are, no matter how smart you are, the market will humble you. So, okay. So yeah, back to the LLY trade. Oh yeah, by the way, yesterday, huge volume spike here, which is a good sign, especially with a bottom wick. Volume spike like that, that means that a lot of buyers stepped in. Down here, they started to step in at 566 or 567, and they bought half the candle body back up on high volume, so that's a really good sign. Onto the position for LLY. This is it right here, down 32%. So if you guys are wondering, here's my real profit and loss. Well, here's my real loss. So last month was good. This month so far, it's been a little bit of a ride, but not too bad. I've seen a lot worse. So yeah, we'll see where this trade lands. Probably gonna close it sometime, probably right after Christmas. Probably close it on the 26th or 27th. So I'm gonna give this trade another like 2 weeks to run. December is typically not a very strong month for the markets, believe it or not. November and October are really strong markets, and I think that's why, although this October wasn't that great, I think it was more of a geopolitical related thing. That's why October didn't do as well. But November was an awesome month. I mean, it's one of the best months we've had in a while. And guess what? Seasonality is there for November. But December is more of I mean, it's still you could still do great in December, but it's more than likely you're gonna do either okay for the month, um, or you're gonna lose money. But January's good. Like things will pick up. I think things should pick up. Um, once the new year rolls around. But I'll be closing this trade in a couple weeks, and hopefully it's for a profit. We'll see. But again, like I'm letting the trade run. I'm not, freaking out. Yesterday, this position was down 50%. I think it was down over 50%. Um, and now it's only down 32%. So, you gotta give these things time. With options, you gotta understand options are highly volatile, and one day can make or break you. So you just got to stick with your risk management, stick to your plan, and just know that one day can, change your position for better or worse. You just got to hold on. Got a call on KO till end of January 2024. Thanks for your insight. So you're in KO right now? Nice. Congrats. That's awesome. So if you entered on the beginning of the month, you're at 1.68%, which, believe it or not, that's a good gain on Coke. Coca-Cola is a low IV stock, so you don't need much of a percentage gain. Whoops, my brain is fried. Not IV, KO. You don't need much of a percentage gain to make some money. So you see the IV for KO is only 12%. That's really low. So yeah. So it means if this stock went up one strike, so 2.5 points, you would make like 200%. So that's awesome. And you gained almost $1 so far, and you're only barely 2 weeks into the month. Most of the time when the stock goes up, you're gonna win. You usually within the first like 2 weeks, if your stock is not going up within the month, if it's not going up, it's probably gonna be a loser. So like that's why right now with LLY, we're almost at the end that 2 week period. It's kind of been chopping. It's been down a little bit. I'm starting to teeter on the fence, saying, okay, this may be a losing trade for the month. AMD is a good example where it's just like you enter, it goes up and it goes up more, or it goes up a good amount within the first couple of weeks and then it chops, at an elevated price where you could sell at a profit. And same thing with KO, right? KO, you started the month and you did chop for a little bit here for a few days and then it just took off yesterday and today. So, and it probably, if tomorrow's a good day, believe me, this stock's going to take off even more. So, this is a really good trade. Congratulations on getting in on that early. Yeah, and then LLY, again, it's just a waiting game right now. So, just got to stay patient. Patience is huge. I mean, my whole strategy, really, like as a swing trader who trades monthly, you have to have patience, and you just gotta like set the trade and like literally be a robot. Just set the trade and almost forget that the trade is on. I mean, you're never gonna forget the trade's on, but don't close it. And if you do close it early, and the reason why I'm closing my trade early this month is just for tax purposes, by the way. I'm gonna be closing this trade probably on like the 26th, okay, or 27th, because I want to close out my books completely for the year. And also options, at least through TD Ameritrade, take like 2 days to settle the trades. So if I close the trade on the 26th, it's not going to settle until like the 28th or 29th. So I just want to close out my books and have no unrealized gains carrying into the new year. That's all. And then, of course, for Netflix, I'm going to be entering that on the morning of January 2nd. Of course, I'm not going to do it on the 1st. That's New Year's. Stock market's closed. So a little disclaimer. I've been mentioning that on my streams a lot, that I'll probably close this trade like somewhere around here, like the 26th, let's say 27th. So not a lot of time. Followed your idea. I don't have a lot in the bank, but this will do for me. So Steve, are you up right now on this trade? If you don't mind sharing. I mean, it has been some time for KO, even though it's up. Um, and I'm assuming you bought on the last day of November and have held, and you bought, and that's assuming you bought the like 30. You're either in the 19th call. You're in one of these calls here. Yeah, so you're probably up a little bit. Now you did have 12 days of theta decay, which I think theta, I'm assuming you're in this one right here. Let me take a look at theta. All right, only so $12. You have about $12 in theta decay. So you're probably up. I'd assume you're up. So that's good. Forgot I got Coke on my list right here. I'll be right back and grab some water. All right. Sorry for that. So one stock that, like, a lot of the pharmaceuticals this month have been outperforming, LLY. Forgot which. Here it is, XLV. So XLV is the spider health sector or healthcare ETF. So this is a good gauge of the overall healthcare sector. It's up 1.68% this month. So, with that being said, LLY is actually underperforming the sector. And by the way, LLY is the largest pharmaceutical company on the S&P. So, if this thing gets moving to the upside, you're going to see the spider healthcare sector ETF take off. But like other ones like Merck, I think Merck was doing pretty good, but it has come back down, but it's still up quite a bit. So Merck is up 1.83%, and then there's GLD, or not GLD, Gilead. This one's been moving. I'm kind of jealous I didn't get in on this one. Up 5.51%. Gilead Science. Actually, let's take a look at this one. Put in the wrong one. Guild. There we go. Oh yeah. So December is usually a horrible month for Gilead, but it is doing the complete opposite this year. How's it been doing recently though? 5 years? Wow, so this is an outperformer. Do you use a heat map for TradingView to find hot sectors? No, no, I don't. But I do. Well, I have used plenty of heat maps. I do have one here. Let me grab it. Just gotta make sure that like no personal information is being released here. Like I have this heat map from Finviz, pretty good. But you can like see like here's healthcare. So LLY, Merck, AbbVie. AbbVie was the other one I was thinking about. So AbbVie I really like too. And I think this one does well typically in December. Yeah, look at this. Oh my god. So AbbVie only has 14 years of data, but in December it goes up 71% of the time. Well, technically we should take off the 2023 69% of the time. More recently, it's been doing over the past like 4 or 5 years. 4 years, it's gone up 100% of the time in December. AbbVie also is up 7.62% on the month, which is really good. So this was a huge miss. Like this should have been something I entered instead of LLY, but we'll see. This is probably a big reason why the Spider ETF, the healthcare Spider ETF, has been going up so much. This AbbVie is a big stock, 270 billion market cap. That's about half the size of LLY, and it's gone up this much. That's going to push up the entire sector. So, yeah, and Abbott. Yep, Abbott too. Yeah, I already looked at this one, so you could see I already drew my vertical lines. 2.29. So not bad either from AbbVie, and it had a good move yesterday. If you haven't heard that LOI had some news come out that made it drop on Monday, it was related to the drug causing people to gain weight after they get off of the weight loss drug, which I don't know why that's like a shocker, but I guess it was to the market and it dumped the stock yesterday. But like it makes sense that you would gain weight after stopping a weight loss drug. Well, it's really for diabetes, but they use it for weight loss. So, but I'm not gonna rant about that. It is what it is, and again, the market is smarter than me. So it's smarter than everyone. So yeah, hopefully we see LOI move up. I really want to see it move up tomorrow. So but looking at our little map here, J, Amgen. I haven't looked at Amgen. Amgen's doing well. Doing pretty well. Looks like it went up. It flagged. It went up even higher. Very nice. This is a new website. Well, not a new website, but this is a website I've been using recently. So if you want to look at stocks for a certain month in a list form instead of looking at it through this is a good way to look at the actual stock for each month. You could do the same thing here, except in a list form. So it's called Unusual Wells, and you just go to seasonality. Again, it's free. You don't even need an account. I like free stuff, especially when you don't have to even make a sign-in for it. So yeah, this is completely free. And you could set all the years you want. So like if I'm looking, let's say I want to look for a trade in January, right? So I set the month to January. I check this little box, has options. Of course, we're options traders, so I'm going to pick, stocks that have options. The year count. So if you want to track a certain amount of years, you could put in like 10 years or 12 years, right? Let's say I want to, and I think the highest it can go is 16. So they only have data going back 16 years. So it's really, that's why like using this stockcharts.com, a lot of the data goes back like 20 years. But again, I think, 16 years is pretty good too. We could set it to like 15 just to make it even, or make it spaced out. Then we can look at like the positive closes here. I mean, this is a great website. I really suggest you guys go check this website out and like do your own back testing and look at your own stocks. Like I'm not saying like the stocks, the trades that I take, they're not the end all be all. Like there's other opportunities out there. There's always a better opportunity out there too. So like if I want to look at stocks that go up 70% of the time at least, I would just type in zero point 0.7 into this little field here. You can see everything that's here is 70% win rate or higher. And then the market cap. So if I want to set a certain market cap, right? Like I want to only pick stocks that are above like 20 billion in market cap. I'll just type 20 and then press B on my keyboard. So 20 billion. So now all the companies that are listed here are above $20 billion in market cap. And then I like to sort the median percentage gain or loss by the highest to lowest. So you can see the first one on the list here is Netflix. And this is actually my trade for January. So I will be putting on a trade for Netflix in a couple weeks here. So you can see Netflix goes up 75% of the time. And look at the median gain. Now, I don't use average gain because you can have 1 year. You can have like one January from like, let's say 5 years ago that went up like 40% in 1 month. And that would just throw off the entire average. So using a median percentage gain gives you a better picture, better average. Well, it's not an average, but it's a median price. So I like to use median. So yeah, Netflix, and you can click on the symbol here. I feel like I'm doing like a promotion or a sponsorship, but like this is literally like 100% free, and this is what I use to do some research with. You can see Netflix here. If you look at the first row or first column, January, you can see last year went up 18%, and then 22 and 21 didn't do too well, but looking back, every January does awesome. So but you can also look at other ones here. So you got like DHI. Let's see what this one is. Horton DR typically does well in January, right? And so on. So I'd highly suggest check this out. You can also break it down by sectors. So like if I only want to look at like tech stocks, let's say, I'll just click technology. And you can see these are all the technology stocks for January that do well. Like Marvel. Like Marvel's one that typically does well. Yeah. Consumer cyclical. Let's see. Communication. Google does well too. So Google's also a good trade for January. So you can see like a little bit more of the tech starts to bleed into December. Whoops, I just hold on. You know what I want to check right now? Let's see if there's something in December that popped up on this list that's doing well right now. So let's set the track years to like 15. Put the positive percentage to 0.7. We'll keep the market cap as 20 billion. And then we'll sort by median. So you can see ON is doing well. Well, ON typically does well. So let's go look at ON. ON Semiconductor. And they have been doing well. Let's see. Up 11%, down 9. So 9% up. We can get a good idea of where the trade is right now by doing this. Oops, I don't want that. We can put the trade on for November and see where this trade is. There's VLO and Marvel. Yep. Guess we'll go with this one. And then we'll move to what we only have data up to last Friday, so we'll go to last Friday. Now the only problem I have with on is the high implied volatility, which it doesn't seem like it's too high right now. So this could have been a good trade. But let's see, on Friday it was up 6.74. We would have been up 95%. So this would have been a great trade. Would have been a great trade. Missed out on another opportunity. Don't you hate that feeling? It's like, oh man, there's so many better choices out there. But you don't know that until, 2 weeks later. But LOY can still be a great trade, but we'll see. But so on was one of them. We could take a look at the next one, CRH. Let's take a look at CRH. And this is just to prove to you guys like how well seasonality is. Look at this one. Oh my god. Oh my god. Another miss. So November, I'm going to take off this moving average. November 30th. Up 4.59%. And we can back test it if we want. So I'm going to reset my data here. Type in CRH. Go back to November 30th. Last few minutes of the day. Market was primed, yeah. Delta, so we have a 34 delta and a 50 delta. I'm going to be going with the 50 delta. The one thing about the stock is, though, the spreads seem really high. So this might be like a, hold on. What's this market cap? 45 billion? Doesn't have great volume, though, but we'll still put it on just to see. We'll go with the 50. Go to the 8th. We'll see where it is. I think this one's not going to be that great. This is like one of those stocks where it looks good on the surface, but once you dig into the options chain a little bit, you start to see big bid-ass spread, but it doesn't mean, all right, up 104%. What'd you sell at? You bought at 180 and you could sell at 295. You gotta remember, this is a market price and the spread's big, so. But still, great trade. Better than LLY. So, and I feel like this week, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but I did. The Qs, the SPY, a lot of the smaller cap names have been moving up since Monday, like this week. But AMD, like if we look at, well, AMD did well, but if we look at yesterday, NVIDIA is a great example because it's a big market cap. NVIDIA was down 1.85% yesterday. And what did the Qs do? The Qs went up 0.85%. A little bit of a deviation. That usually does not happen. So, the bigger cap names right now, LLY, NVIDIA, Apple, Amazon, Google, I'm excluding AMD right now because AMD has been just ripping. It doesn't really care what the rest of the market's doing. AMD's ripping. But a lot of these big cap names, and LOY is a big cap name, 555 billion. It's like right up there with, the trillion market cap, $1 trillion market cap stocks. If you see the market rip up higher and these stocks are ripping, I mean, you're going to start to see the big caps move. Usually the small caps move first and then the big guys move. And also, the big caps ran up so much. So everyone's been talking about the Magnificent Seven. They could just be taking a break right now, and they kick back on this week. So we'll keep looking. What's this one? And LLY is on this list, but it's towards the bottom, I think. Where is it? Maybe if I put this to like 12, it'll pop up. LLY was here, but it's not there anymore. AVGO, I want to see AVGO. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sometimes you just gotta take a chill pill and not get greedy. But this is a great learning lesson. All right, first thing, and this is like one of the reasons why I stayed away from AVGO. Look at the price of this stock. Over $1,000. That's a lot of money for an option. So even if I wanted to trade this, it would have been a hefty price, for my account at least. Man, how far has this moved? 15%. If we take a look on the back test, we will take a look at AVGO. You'll see the options are going to be crazy expensive. Go to the 49 DTE. I would probably go with this one. Yeah, we'll go with this one. Oh, did I buy the wrong one? Oh, Jesus. Hold on. I went to the last year. Not paying attention. Getting tired, guys. I'm probably going to pack up the stream here soon. So, 50. So tomorrow, hopefully I can stream during the Fed speech. Would you guys be interested in that? I think that would be a good stream. Because we would get some price action. It'd be fun to watch. Alright, I'm going to go with this one right here. And we will go to the 8th. This is as of Friday, so it's not going to be that big of a gain, but the gains now are huge. 1%, yeah. But this is even higher now, so you get the point. So great trades so far in December. Great trades. December could have been better, but 5,000%. Well, you know what I can do? You know what I can do right now is just look at the options contract. Watch. Let's say I pick let's say I pick this one, right? Did I go to the right day? Let's say I picked the 950 for 29.60. Okay. 29.60. And then we just go to the real stock market and look at the same one, the 950. One 124. Well, this is the ask, but the bid price is 124. So that's what you'd be selling at. So a little bit of math here. 124 00, which is $12,000, minus the beginning balance, which was $29.60, $2,060, divided by $2,060. Whoops. 29.60. This is a 318% gain so far. So AVGO is probably like one of the biggest winners so far this month. 5,000 per contract. It's more than that. It's $12,400 per contract to sell right now on AVGO. 9,400. Are you looking at the 990? You could have different options pricing. This is a closed market, so the data could be a little wonky right now because the market's closed. But by tomorrow, you can get a good idea when the market's open where the actual price is. So, but I'm seeing $124 per contract to sell the 950. And on December or November 30th, this same contract was only worth $2,960. So it's gone up quite a bit. And I was looking at AVGO too. Like, it was actually something I was considering to buy. So I'm kind of kicking myself right now, but it's okay. There will always be another month. But it sucks when you look at opportunities like this and you don't take advantage of them. It is what it is. So, good risk to reward. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Very good risk to reward. That's a 1 to 3. $1 makes $3. That's a very good risk to reward. Imagine you can catch these kinds of percentages every single month, back to back to back. Oh my god. Which does happen in my strategy. It has happened in my backtesting, but it's not that easy. you know. It seems easy, but it's not easy to do. That's why sticking to your plan is so important. Alright, guys. I don't want to be yawning on stream here, but I'm getting pretty tired. Probably going to pack it up here. I will try to stream tomorrow. I'll probably hop on around 1:30. Get on about 30 minutes before Mr. Jerome Powell starts speaking. Actually, let me just look at when his speech is. So, all right. So the press conference is at 2:30. That's usually when the market really moves. So I'll probably hop on at like 1:30, 1:45, right before the decision is released, and then about 30 minutes after that decision's released, the interest rate decision, we'll listen to him speak and we'll watch the markets at the same time. Hopefully they go up. If they don't go up, then you're gonna see this number right here, this 976, this negative 976. If it goes down tomorrow, this number is going to become a bigger negative number. So we need the number to go up. So, all right, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And I'll catch you tomorrow. All right, guys. Peace.